Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Learn with Liz and Jazz. Man, do we have a blazing topic for you today? So grab your pens and your paper, and I'm telling you, you're gonna want to take some notes. How you doing, Jasmine?
I'm doing good, Liz. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic today. I am so excited about women's health. That's what we're going to talk about today. Actually, the topic is what? Not ready for a relationship? That's a big topic, huge topic. But before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And the optimal word here is share. Share with somebody that you know. Let them know what you found. You found Oasis Wellness of Life. So, all right, I'm going to kick it off here. And don't forget, if you stay to the end, we're going to give you a bonus because we are going to talk about Kegel exercises. And we found some really good stuff about that. You're like, Kegel, what's that? Hold tight. Hold tight and we'll let you know. So, we wanted to talk about being ready for a relationship, and actually oftentimes we say that we're ready because we've been designed to, well, not only be nurturers but to want love. We're relational people, so we want love and affection, and we want that, but oftentimes due to all types of reasons we're not actually ready for a relationship, and oftentimes we don't even know that we're not ready. It took me a long time to figure out I'm not ready yet. Right. And when you say you're not ready yet, there's a lot of points to it. Jasmine, did you want to jump in and add anything at this point, or you want me to keep on listing some stuff?
You keep going. I'm going to listen.
Okay. So here we go again. I'm about to throw myself under the bus again. Yes, again. Oh, goodness. Because if you can't be honest with yourself, who can you be honest with? And being and having transparency, I think it just helps other people. So in all transparency and all fairness, I thought I was ready for a relationship, but I'm not ready yet. And why may we add I'm not ready? Because if you've listened to any of the other podcasts, you know my story. I come from, domestic, not only witnessing domestic violence, but also experiencing domestic violence. And honestly, my track record with relationships is horrific. It sucks. Just be honest. And why does it suck? I'm not going to blame it on the dudes. I'm going to take my own responsibility, and I'm going to hold myself accountable to my own stuff. And my own stuff is the truth be told, there's brokenness there. There's broken, fragmented pieces that I've been working on, pulling back together, and I've been working on it. So is it fair to go into a relationship where you are fragmented yourself and you have brokenness? So you're bringing brokenness, and then he got brokenness, and then you're coming together, and it might look good on the outside, and it might feel good for a minute, but then when you really get down to the, as they used to say, the nitty gritty of it, there's a lot of repair work that needs to be done. Now think about this and imagine this, if you will. You both are repaired. You both are healed. You're in a healthy place. Then you come together. Now you create some fireworks and some explosions. Absolutely. But until you get to the fireworks and the explosions, it's some work to be done. Would you agree, Jasmine?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's some work to be done. Because what you always say, you can't take two broken eggs and make an omelet. It's not going to work.
You got shells in there.
It won't be a good omelet.
Shells in there. You got spoilage in there. You probably got some stuff in there, right? So our stuff, the repair work. Okay, first of all, is your heart fixed? I wrote us down some questions. That's why I said pen and paper, everybody.
Is your heart fixed?
Is your heart fixed?
9 times out of 10, probably not. Probably
not. If your heart isn't fixed, then how can you actually, if your heart's not fixed, expect somebody else to fix it? Is that their responsibility? It's just like going to the grocery store, loading up the conveyor belt, getting all your stuff in the bag, get your stuff bagged up, and then the next person that come behind you, they got to pay your bill. It's not fair that somebody else have to clean up or fix what somebody else broke. Wouldn't it be a better idea to work on ourselves first? Release prior spirits is another one that I have on my list. One thing that we don't understand, and we had a great conversation the other day about, we had a great podcast about, it was about relationships, but it was about the wait and waiting before marriage to indulge in sex, making love, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
And what we don't, or we sort of get kind of convoluted, is that when you go from relationship to relationship and you're intimate, one of the things that we fail to realize is that we are energy. We're energy and we're spirit. So when you bring yourself to that intimate place with somebody, and a man is a giver and a woman is a receiver, then part of his spirit is deposited.
Mm.
So if part of his spirit is deposited, so you wonder why people go around breaking out car windows and like that and lost their mind, because they got spirits all going on up in there. The energy is all convoluted. So
Right.
sometimes we have to take some time to meditate, just come to a center place, cleanse ourselves of all of the toxins and the old baggage. You know, Jasmine, as you know, in our practice, we know that 80% of illness is emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So think about this for a second, you all, if you will. If 80% of illness is emotion, then what do you think is going on inside of you when you come together with somebody intimate and your spirits start to intertwine? What do you think
Wow.
happens? And what do you think happens then when you move on and that person moves on? And can you remember the time, ladies? I know you can. I don't know. I know a couple times when I was younger, uh, and a relationship failed, or even in my teens, and I wasn't even indulging in sex. What happens? You know, you can't stop thinking about them. You get all upset. You start. I mean, I had I think it was an out of body experience, man, because you know my 14-year-old boyfriend didn't like me no more because I was not gonna have sex with him. So
Wow.
he broke up with me, and I had a fit. And I can remember my dad telling me, he said, "Baby, woo wee." He said, the more times your heart is broken, then he said, you one day it's not gonna hurt as bad as this.
Right.
And
And that's something at 14, a boy wants to have sex. That's
yeah,
a lot of emotional. That's emotional. That's
and it's something that he
yeah.
saw. It's like his older brothers, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, children getting exposed to sex too early in life. You know, they're
Mm-hmm.
getting exposed to stuff because he was forcing and pushing me to have sex, and I was, well, one, I was scared. Two, if my mama found out, she was gonna beat the bricks off of me, and then my daddy was gonna beat the bricks off of me. So I was scared, and I was like, well, I really don't want to do this, you know.
Right.
So I didn't, and he was like you know, hazel eyes and curly hair and little muscles and everything, and yeah, he broke my little heart. But even in that, and we weren't having sex, but we had been kissing and touching, and so we had, you know, we had come together in some kind of a spiritual kind of connection because
Yes,
we
you did.
did. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, it took me a while after that, but just think about this again when we're talking about not being ready for a relationship. If you still got, and you still find yourself thinking about your ex-boyfriend, you're not done. You're not over that, or you haven't put closure on that. So get clear also. Get clear on what you want. You know, they used to tell us to write a list, make a list, and see what it is that you really want. Now, I'm a subscriber to lists, so I write lists about everything. However, though, if you, you know, you need to be clear yourself. Would you agree, Jasmine?
Absolutely. They tell us to write a list down,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to be some of that stuff on that list as well. You need to be able to bring something to the table. You want
I
a man saw so much weight, so much money, so much this. You need to be all that too. You need to be all that as well.
They got to bring it to the table, like you say,
So
man.
be what you want.
I want this athletic bodybuilding dude or whatever. But you know, are you out there working out? Because it takes a lot for him to get to be that. So are you doing that? And that's what I wanted everybody to be clear on. Like, what do you want, and what do you need in a relationship? Is that the same thing? What do you want versus what do you need? Also, get clear on what real commitment is. Okay. Now, I'm just now starting. I don't know if it's like that 50 mark or what. I don't know, but this is the very first time in my life where I'm really getting excited about. I think Michelle McKinney Hammond, she wrote a book about being single, and I think, when the thought of getting into a relationship came about, I backpedaled because I was like, this is the very first time I'm able to just be a little bit. I'm not even gonna say selfish, but self-centered. Think about myself, grow. You know what I'm saying? Like really not focus on nobody else, but be able to focus on myself. Very first time in my life that I've ever been able to do that, and I kind of like it.
Actually, you are in a good space. It's okay to be okay. It's okay to be okay.
But it's funny because other people don't think that you're okay. And I think it's because in society, there's so many people unhappy in their singleness that other people project that onto you. Like you can't really be happy. Society is like 2 chairs at the table, 2 places at the table. I don't have a problem with taking myself out to dinner.
You was born in this world yourself, and you go die by yourself.
Yeah. But I used to subscribe to that point about always having to be in a relationship. And even to the point that you go from one relationship to the next one without giving yourself the breather, the time to heal, get rid of that old spirit, to get rid of them old thoughts, that hurtness, that brokenness, get rid of all that stuff. But you go, the next relationship is not an anesthesia or anesthetic for the old relationship.
But they used to say to get over somebody, you got to get under somebody else, right?
Girl, that's all that toxic thinking. That's what that is. That's some freaking toxic thinking. This kind of ball, you over here thinking about somebody else because you trying to. No, that's some toxic crap going on. But they did say that though, and the older ladies always told us that too. Yeah, you got to get under somebody else because they was giving that broken thinking to us. Stinking thinking. I forget who said that, but somebody said that. Okay, now this is another good one. Learn to dance. Okay, let me tell you why, ladies. Come a little closer. When you dance, especially if you're learning a belly dance, and you learn how to belly dance, you improve your rhythm.
What?
Turn on some Janet Jackson. I forget the name of the song, but turn on some Janet Jackson and dance with her older some of her older songs and learn how to belly dance. Let me tell you something. It helps you to get in a rhythm, okay? Because when he come, he gonna want some rhythm. When he presents himself into your life, he gonna want a woman with some rhythm, right? And if you don't have no rhythm, come on, huh? You don't have no rhythm.
When he come into your life?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Remember, bring yourself to the table with what you want.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, you want him to have some rhythm, right?
You need some rhythm.
Hello, that's all I'm saying. So if if you're 2 left shoes, maybe you're not ready yet, right? We're talking about not being ready for a relationship. Here we go. Are you able to receive on a real tip? Are you ready? Are you able to receive? A lot of times, because we're such givers, it's hard for us to receive. How do you feel when somebody compliments you? Because each one of us are beautiful in our own right. We have our own beautiful fingerprint, our own unique fingerprint. So when somebody compliments you, are you able to receive the compliment? That's another measure of understanding. Are you ready? Or when somebody compliments you, practice this because it took me a minute to get this. If somebody compliments you, do you say thank you or do you try to figure out how to compliment them right back?
Right.
Think about that. We're just giving some thought. Are you ready to receive? We are ladies. We are born to receive. But now our self-esteem is out of whack. We got some other issues that's going on. So now we don't even know how to receive. And if a man is a giver and he's giving and you're not able to receive, what are you telling him? You're telling him to stop. You're telling him to stop. That's because you're not allowing yourself to be treated like you like. Because men love to take care of their women. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men, but if you think about it, the order of things. I mean, come on now. When you get married, you're gonna give a whole lot. especially if you are, I mean, you know, there's a lot of modern couples now where everybody wash, everybody whatever. So the negotiations are different in your relationships. I get that. But think about it though. The woman usually, and maybe I'm old fashioned, but usually, you know, is she's on the inside of the house or whatever, and she's making sure she want her house a certain way, she want this a certain way or whatever. So you're cleaning, you're cooking, you're doing all these other things or whatever. So what's wrong with him giving to you?
Right.
What's wrong with your king taking care of his queen? I mean,
Right.
old fashioned values, I still stand on those. I still stand on those. Also, is your sex game tight or is it rusty?
Mm.
Think about it. I mean, I'm just saying, be true to yourself. I'm not asking nobody to answer these questions, but I'm saying, when you say that you're ready for a relationship, are you really ready? Are you ready for whatever that means to you, whether it means waiting till after marriage or whether it means before marriage or whatever, but are you really ready?
A lot of people think they're ready, but I don't think a lot of people are ready, because you
Mm-hmm.
got to take in consideration of that other person's feelings,
Yep.
that other person's opinion.
Come on now.
You gotta, you know, it's a lot. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just you anymore. So if
Mm-hmm.
you've been alone or in a broken relationship for so long, and
Mm-hmm.
you try to, and you get with someone else, and they might not be broken, they might be healthy,
Mm-hmm.
but you still got a little bit of brokenness. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get yourself together. You gotta go to Jesus. You gotta get
Hello.
yourself together, because you don't want to mess that up. Because sometimes you can get with the right person at the wrong time.
Oh, come on now, somebody.
Yes,
Come on now.
it could be the wrong person. It could be the right person at the wrong time.
Mm,
So you got to get your mind and body and soul together.
all of it together. All of it works hand in hand. All of
Some
it
of
works
us,
hand in hand.
some of us are so strong. We so used to doing stuff on our own. Even if we find that man who wants to open up the door, it's like, I got the door. You ain't got to open my door.
So what are you
So
telling
then,
him?
so then eventually he stopped opening the door, and then now you like, why you don't open my door no more?
Hello. What you
Because you
teaching them?
don't
What you
need
talking?
me. Yeah,
Hello.
you don't need me.
You know what? Some women don't even know how to move back from the door. I'm not woman bashing. I'm just being honest with our sisters. These are some things that we need to think about, because we're so quick to talk about the men and talk about what they not doing and what they don't have and what they not bringing or whatever. I'm just saying, we need to look in our own backyard and clean up our own yards, because we need to bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring, I don't care if you don't like sports. Have you looked out there and studied it, and have some type of a understanding? Because when he watching the sports, you don't want to be getting on his nerves trying to pull him away from it because you don't have no interest in it. It's about being considerate of him as well. And you might sit down and you might start to really enjoy it or like it, or give him his time to be able to enjoy that, instead of complaining while he in the middle of the game. Now you want to go and complain and you want to nag at him. I'm saying we got to think about these things. So when you say that you're ready for a relationship, are you just ready for my name to be Mrs. Somebody? Or are you really ready to take on the commitment and a responsibility that it takes to be a good, solid partner to somebody, a good, solid companion, a partner, a lover? You know, speaking about lovers, do you know about muscle control?
Hmm.
Do you know how, are you in your car? I know. Here we go. This some auntie T talk, right? Are you in your car while you at the light? Because see, my car is my university. So if I'm exercising in my car, I got my music on, or I have something on that's educating and feeding my brain. So are you practicing muscle control, ladies? We're going to talk about that. That's the bonus today. We're going to talk about Kegel.
Yeah, I got something for that.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that just a little bit. But are you practicing muscle control? You could do that. You could do that all day long. Nobody even know. And so now your sex game is tight now, and it's not rusty. Got what I'm saying? So in the meantime, there are things that we can do to up our game and help us to be that ideal or perfect for him, or perfect. You know what I'm saying? We can do certain things that we can do. Can you make a real biscuit? I mean a real biscuit, ladies. I don't mean popping the can on the side of the sink, popping it open, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the flour. I'm talking about the real biscuit. So when you put some butter on it for him, his mouth is watering. Because guess what? They said a way to a man's heart is where?
His stomach.
It's through his stomach.
But listen.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I guess I could either Google that or I can go to the nearest bakery. Yeah.
All I'm saying is make it happen.
So,
you know what?
I can cook now, but it's from scratch. I will have to Google that.
Hey.
You know, I didn't get grandma's recipe. I didn't get her recipes, but
can you make a sweet potato pie? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, can you cook a whole balanced meal for him with the, you know, I mean, can you? I'm just saying again, ladies, we got to examine ourselves and stop complaining and stop tripping about it. Examine ourselves and see what we bring to the table. But wait a minute. When you know your value and you know what you bring to the table, guess what you stop doing? You stop settling.
Absolutely.
Because you good in the meantime. And see, this is not stuff that I automatically knew, and this is not stuff. Another thing, let's stop blaming our mamas. Because guess what? It took me a long time to forgive my mother, but I had to remember and I had to come to the understanding that she gave me what she knew. Everything else, I can just add to it.
Right.
She couldn't give me what she didn't have or what she wasn't taught. So surround yourself with people that don't mind helping you and assisting you and showing you what it is that you need to do. So if you don't know how to make a biscuit or if you don't know how to whatever, but learn how. Not just I don't know how. That's not good enough. We got to go further than that. You can't just say I don't know how. Okay? Come on, somebody. Don't be getting mad at me. Go ahead. What you say?
Those bad attitudes. Women don't have bad attitudes. Girls do. It's not cute. I know LL said it in a song a long time ago.
What did he say?
Bad attitude. Want a woman with a bad attitude. I'm trying to remember the words. Sucking on the lollipop. Nah. Get the bad attitude. They might like the sucking on the lollipop though.
And they might like a little bit of crazy, y'all. Just a little crazy, because I had a friend that said he just loved his wife be a little bit crazy. He don't mean crazy over the top, but just a little bit of crazy. You add a little bit of crazy in there.
Right.
Okay, and what about, I just wrote some little notes down here. I was like, this would be good for us to do some tidbits on here. Do you know what real love looks like, feels like, and what it tastes like?
Wow.
Do you know?
Do you know?
That's your homework to find out what it find out. Find out. I mean, come on now. I know y'all feeling me on this. I know y'all feeling me on this. Sometimes we gotta look in our own backyard and we like, man, that's true. That's true. That's true. Here we go. Are you bringing him the best possible you? Because guess what? You have to give yourself the best possible you first. And if you're not giving yourself your best possible you, how can you give it to him, y'all? Come on, somebody.
How can you? Because you can't.
You can't. You have to. This is all this learning. That's why they got these books. They got all these books and they got Google now. They got all these ways for us to learn how to improve ourselves. And then, you know, I talk a lot about the conversation of, like, at the beginning, the conversation with somebody. Are you having this conversation with yourself? Are you communicating for real with yourself? You know, are you actually, you know, they have lingerie stores. Okay, we talking about the lingerie stores. Are you going to get the beautiful lingerie? I'm talking about being ready in the meantime before he come. I was so guilty of like, I like to sleep really, really like nice in my nice lingerie. It don't have to be a man that you can feel beautiful, ladies. I know we feel better when we have beautiful lingerie. When we have nice, you know, when we sleeping in a nice gown, get rid of the flannel. I don't care. Get rid of the flannel. Get rid of the cotton. We ain't talking about all that. We talking about some nice stuff, okay? Nice. That's what we talking about, okay? See, all these things matter. And then when you get them, what it takes to get them, it takes to keep them. So you have to keep that up. Because I think it was one of Tyler Perry's movies, and it was the truth. She said, somebody always run around trying to put in their application. Somebody running around. So again, is your game tight? There there was a couple other things that I thought was really, really cute. But when we're talking about dancing, dancing helps you with your rhythm, okay? When we sit down and we get settled, going back even a little bit medically, when you don't move, and this is for yourself, when you don't move, your lymphatic fluid sits in your legs and it just sits there. And that's why we get swollen legs and sore, limbs. So you want to make sure that you keep moving. I'm not talking about all this stuff for him. I'm talking about all this stuff for you. Are you taking care of the beautiful you? The gift that God gave you is you. Are you taking, ladies, we run around all day long taking care of everybody else, nurturing everybody else. We're running from here to here to here to here to here, doing all of these things. Do you take 5 minutes out just to take care of yourself? Do you do that?
Have to.
So when we get back to all of these things that we're talking about, it boosts your confidence. And guess what? Confidence is sexy. Confidence is sexy, y'all. Okay?
No matter what size, color.
Don't matter.
Whatever.
We've had men on the program that said that, Jasmine. Talked about how they like women with a little weight on. They like women with full figure women. Some men like thin women. Some men like blonde women. Some men like makeup. Some men don't. I mean, there is the perfect person out there for you. Your perfect person is out there. But again, are you taking care of yourself? What are you doing? I want to talk about there's a couple other things that we're going to talk about. Did you have something that you wanted to add to it before I get into my list and my bonus? Because the bonus, we're going to talk about Kegel exercise.
Hey, you saying it all right now. Just self-love, self-care, self-awareness, meditate first thing in the morning. First thing you do is drink you some room temperature water first thing in the morning. Clean out your insides, detox, because if it's full of toxins, and that's what you go give off is toxin.
Ooh, that's good. That's real good. I hear y'all saying, this sounds like a lot. It is a lot. It's a lot to keep yourself up. But guess what? Now, if you say that you're ready for a relationship and you got all these check marks, okay, it's going to be double when he comes.
That's right. Because you need
the list going to double. Right, your honey-do list. You get the honey-do list then. So now be your own honey and take care of yourself. Take care of yourself because you're worth it. Are you bringing him the best possible you? And again, first of all, it means that are you giving yourself the best you? Okay. Confidence is sexy. The Kegel exercises, bonus time. Ding, 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 ding. Drum roll. Drum roll, drum roll. Kegel exercises. These are exercises that exercise your pelvic floor. Okay. So it's basically learning how to control your vaginal muscles. So you contract them and you let them go. You contract them and you let them go. You can do it all day long. And I do have from the Mayo Clinic some of the benefits of doing the Kegel exercises. But before we actually get right to that, when I talked about the belly dancing, some women say, especially after you've had babies or whatever, you have the little pouch or whatever, all you have to do is just, exercise. You can't even tell I'm doing it now, exercising. I'm doing the belly dancing right now. You can't. I'm in my car, and that is my exercise arena. I'm squeezing legs, doing thighs, moving behind, all of that while you in the car at the stoplights. You know what? And it just helps you to keep moving, and you move all day. That's a little secret, y'all. But you can do it. You might say, I don't have time. How long are you in your car all day? How many red lights do you stop at? You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things. Take up a belly dancing class. Helps again with your stomach area because a lot of us, I can't stand sitting up. I can't stand crunches. But I noticed that when I'm doing the dancing or belly dancing, it's helping my stomach to flatten. So that's a good one, right? Very simple, something we all can do. We just have to remind ourselves. Even put up a little sticky note in your car to remind yourself to do it. And people now, folks next to you, though, if you get kind of crazy like I do sometimes, they look at you like you're crazy. And I just smile at them and wave and keep on going, right? So if you ever see a car and somebody doing all this, it's either somebody from our community, that's our secret. Hello. Somebody from our community, the Oasis Wellness of Life, or it might be me. I'm going to say, hey, y'all. Okay. Pole dancing. Okay, that's another one. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny little story about that. I went pole dancing one day, right? Because I really wanted to strengthen everything up. Yeah, let's just say I don't bounce, okay? Because straight, that pole is so slippery. Straight on the pole, hit the floor. It was like, but that lady over there, she's 75 and she is getting it, right?
Yeah.
So she gave me a challenge, but it was fun. And so I'm just saying, get something in your life that you like to do. Grab some sister girlfriends and go for it. And as you running around doing everything that you need to do, if Prince Charming is the one that you're looking for, without settling, he will show up.
That's right.
I just believe that he will show up, because we weren't built, we weren't made to be by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And because you exist, so does he.
And
yes,
ma'am. Actually, if you're in a healthy mindset, you will know who Prince Charming is. You won't settle for the broken one.
All right. Yep.
You won't settle for the broken. You will know off the hand who Prince Charming is. Because as soon as somebody come with one of them red flags, you're gonna be like, nope.
Yep. Nope. That's not it. Nope.
But if you're broken, you're gonna ignore those red flags.
Because you want them big, like, strong arms around you.
But he's handsome, but he's cute, but he has a lot of money, but
he got on the suit. He got on the suit, or he got on some Timbos. Whatever floats your boat, that's what you're gonna be looking for. You be like, wait, ding, 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 that's him. But wait, ladies, wait till he open his mouth and wait till he start talking and wait to see what he's all about.
That's right.
Exercising. I know we don't like that word. Exercising is like that, but guess what? Exercise and keep your body tight. Keep your body right. And we can exercise from the chair. Now I know every time you all watch our show, you be like, that's why she's moving around. She's practicing Kegel. And y'all probably are right, because hey, I'm working on my exercise, and even in the chair, I'm working on my exercising. Okay, this one though, and I'm being humorous about it, but these are some things that I've heard men talk about, and I'm listening with men. That's why we have ladies listen up, because when men tell us stuff, sometimes we be like, he tripping. No, you have to listen, because this is how they really think, and so you have to really hear what they're saying. Don't just brush it off. I mean, hey, men are from Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So hey, we got the end to hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear what they say, and let's apply it. Okay, you have to be open sexually. A lot of us have been taught to be shut down when it comes to sex. That sex is nasty, or sex is, oh, you being perverted, or you being freaky, or whatever. In the right time and in its proper context, why not go way out? Why not explore yourself? Why not? And all these things that we're talking about, as far as being confident in yourself, if it's something that you want to fix within yourself, or something that you don't like, you have the power to fix it. Okay. Yes. You have the ability to fix it. So, I mean, this is just the truth, and be able to talk about it, and I know it's not easy, and some people aren't open to it. But again, coming up to that at the beginning of the relationship, when you're talking, when you are openly talking, that's something that needs to be on the table. And then you also know the flow of the relationship. If you can have an open conversation with that person, even in your friendships, if you can have an open conversation with your girlfriends, that's helping you. That's training your muscle to be able to be open. And then you also have the ability to say, man, if I can't talk openly with him, then why am I in this relationship again? But when you're in a healthy place mentally, then you can make that determination, and you can self-correct or course correct and say, this is not what I want for the rest of my life. Okay. Learn what your needs are, and be comfortable with self-talk, and be comfortable with touching yourself. Because if you don't know what pleases you, how are you going to direct him to know what pleases you?
Right.
You're going to want him to find it. Like that could be fun, but eventually if you don't, you want to tell him, right?
Absolutely.
You want to find out what his fantasies are, and find out what yours are, and be open enough to say, hey, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. And we're not doing that. But this is what I will compromise, and we do this. Dress up in costumes. What's wrong with Tarzan and Jane? I think Tarzan and Jane is born. What's wrong with that? So back to the Kegel exercising. Okay, it helps to improve your sexual health and pleasure. It also improves circulation to your vagina and also to your pelvic floor. So also listen, because we're in the naturopathic arena and we're talking about wellness for the entire body, the entire mind, body, spirit, so the whole nine. That's what we're here for. So after you've done all of these things, and if there's still an issue, like, ladies, a sensitive issue with men is ED. Erectile dysfunction is a very sensitive issue. I work with some clients that have that as a concern, right? But there's an herb for it. That's what I'm trying to get to the point, that no matter what the situation or issue is, unless it's a mental issue. So we talked about that before too. We're not talking about a clinical mental issue. We're not talking about that, but we're talking about like a physical something like erectile dysfunction. Hey, we even got, just mention the code Blue Steel and we can help you out. Send us an email. So Blue Steel helps with not only female dysfunction, but it also helps with the male dysfunction, because it actually will help. And when you contact us directly, we'll be able to talk more specifically about it, but it helps with nerve endings. So think about that. If it's helping with nerve endings, you may want some help, and the help is available. Okay. So a little bit from, a little bit from Women's Health. The Kegel exercises can prevent and control urinary inconsistencies and other pelvic floor problems. Okay, and here's a step-by-step guide for actually doing the Kegel exercising. Okay, it strengthens the pelvic floor muscles. It also supports the uterus, the bladder, small intestines, and the rectum. You can do Kegel exercises, also known as pelvic floor training, just about any time. Start by understanding what Kegel exercises can do for you. Then follow these instructions for contracting and relaxing your pelvic muscles. You can practice that. It's just contracting the muscles, squeezing them tight, and then letting them go. Squeezing them tight and letting them go.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah. Me too. We're gonna get in trouble for this one. But it really does make a difference. And I'm telling you, men love it, ladies. Men love it. So we're just educating you on something that put that in your tool belt, right? Okay. So it also helps. Excuse me. Okay. Many factors can weaken the pelvic floor muscles, including pregnancy, childbirth, surgery, aging, excessive straining from constipation or chronic cough, or being overweight. These are some things that can, let me drink some water, excuse me.
Wow, I didn't know that. Having constipation and being overweight. I know the kids, but that's some good information.
Yeah. All of these things can can weaken your pelvic muscles. And y'all know, some men think that if your pelvic muscles are weakened, that you've been sleeping around or whatever. But we just listed all of these things that will weaken the pelvic muscles. So if you know what causes the weakness, then you can actually work at strengthening those muscles and, get your game tight. Okay. You also might benefit by doing Kegel exercises if sometimes we leak urine when we sneeze, laugh, cough. So sometimes, especially when you get older, sometimes those things happen. But hey, you went through, as a female, you went through pregnancy, childbirth, maybe surgery, maybe even excessive strain during constipation. First of all, we also want to tell you, make sure that you're drinking plenty of water so that you stay moist. If you're not getting your gallon of water in a day, then you will dry up and dry out, not just in your vaginal area, but dehydration throughout your body. So you want to make sure that you're drinking enough water. And I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna look back down. Make sure y'all eat a lot of pineapples. That's it. I'm gonna leave it right there on the table. Pineapples are good, okay? You might benefit. Go ahead.
No, I heard of pineapples. Now, what's the pineapple for?
She gonna take me there.
Now, what's the pineapples for? Come on now, teach us. What's the pineapples for?
Atlanta. Okay, here we go. Pineapples make everything sweet.
Now,
do you really? I'm done. Can I go back to my? Okay. We done went way past the bonus. Pineapples was the bonus too, y'all. Okay. Okay. So, let's get back to the exercising. If you're leaking a few drops of urine when you sneeze, cough, or laugh, it's because your pelvic muscles are not tight enough. So again, practicing those exercises will help strengthen those muscles. Okay. Okay, and then so those are the things that help you. So you have something, Jasmine?
Yeah. So I know when you use the restroom, you should practice when you're going. Cut the urine off. Let it go. Cut it off. That's practicing your muscles there, because you're able to use the rest, pee, urinate, cut it, let it go, cut it, let it go, cut it.
Yeah. See, this is what I mean too. I'm talking about being conscious of things, because sometimes we just let life happen to us and we just keep rolling along. But if you're conscious about these different things, it just, it really does make a difference. It helps. It's some things that, again, we're saying, TT Liz and TT Jazz, we just want to be able to pass on some things, some knowledge, some wisdom. We don't always have to be, stiff about what we're talking about, and be able to give you good information. We're just passing it on. We want you to pass it on to somebody else. And maybe sometimes, see, my mom was really, really open about conversations about, about sex and about all of that. But I know in some households, it was like, quiet, shush, shush, don't talk about it. So people, my friends would say, go ask your mom, go ask your mom, go ask your mom this, that, or whatever. But I'm just saying, for those that don't have somebody to go to and ask these questions to, these might be questions that you may have, that you just don't know. And if you don't know, we want to bring you good information so you do know, so that we can just have better qualities of life, right? Okay, so let's get started. Let's practice. Excuse me, we have to practice this right now. Practice it. Find the right muscle to identify your pelvic floor muscles. Stop. There we go. There we go. You must have been reading, girl. Stop urination midstream. Once you've identified your pelvic floor muscles, you can do the exercise in any position, although you might find it easier doing them laying down at first. Well, dang, I must be a pro, because I never lay down.
You're professional.
That's a good thing to be a professional, right, y'all? Okay. So again, they say you may want to lie down and do the exercises, but perfect technique to do Kegel. Imagine you are sitting on a marble and tightening your pelvic muscles as if you're lifting the marble up. Try it for 3 seconds at a time, then relax it. Here we go. We got a page 2. Then relax it. Count to 3. Oh, wait a minute. That's something I didn't know. Mayo Clinic. You can go to Mayo Clinic and look up Kegel Exercises, and you can get it your guide there too. And it's a guide for women. So you count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Let it go. Bring it back. 1, 2, 3. Let it go. Bring it back. 1, 2, 3. Let it go. Okay? It's just as simple as that. Now you see why you can do it. You can do it in a restaurant. You can do
it anywhere.
Yeah, you can do it anywhere. Practice it anywhere. Our tribe is our community and our tribe gonna have the strongest pelvic muscles out there. What'd you say? What were you about to say?
You can do it with a straight face.
You can do it with a straight face. Well, I can't now right now because I'm just so tickled. But maintain your focus for best results. Focus on tightening only your pelvic floor muscles, but careful not to flex the muscles in your abdomen, thighs, or buttocks. So listen, that means you're going to focus and concentrate right on your pelvic muscles. Avoid holding your breath. See, that's one thing I always do when I exercise. I hold my breath and I'm not getting oxygen, so I have to let it go. So avoid holding your breath. Instead, breathe freely as you do the exercises. Repeat this. Listen, the recommendation is 3 times a day. Again, this is from the Mayo Clinic. 3 times a day. Aim for at least 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions in a day. So they're saying oh, wow, okay. Yeah, I'm off my game. I got to step it up. Don't make a habit of using Kegel exercises to stop and start your urine. Doing Kegel exercises while emptying your bladder can actually lead to incomplete emptying of the bladder, which can increase the risk of urinary tract infection. So they're saying you could do it once or twice just to get the hang of it, but don't practice doing it as a daily regimen, because you can give yourself a bladder infection. Make Kegel exercising a part of your daily routine. Got to add something else. You can do Kegel exercises discreetly just about anytime, anywhere, while you are sitting at your desk or relaxing on your couch. If you have trouble doing Kegel exercising, don't be embarrassed to ask for help. Okay. And so that's pretty much it about, let me see. If you do Kegel exercises regularly, you can expect results such as less frequent urine leakage while in about a few weeks to a few months. For continued benefits, make Kegel exercising a part of your permanent daily routine. He will thank you for it. So wow. We're going to put a couple of resources in the description box below. But Jasmine, this has been so much fun. I had a ball today.
I did too.
But this is good, ladies. This is all about, hey, I say stay fearless. And the only way to stay fearless is to make sure that you are tight on your game.
Tight and right.
Tight and right. You want to take us out of here?
Absolutely. I want you guys to stay safe, be blessed, and we will see you guys at the top because it's just too crowded at the bottom.
Yes. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Tell somebody where you learned about Kegel exercising today. They'll be happy that you did. We'll see you later. Bye for now.
Keep it tight.
Keep it tight.